What's good, everyone? This is RawTruth Media giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. We are live. I repeat, we are live. So apparently, the Crown Club, or whatever name they are, Charlotte superfans who make excuses for their teams. I don't know them personally, but I'm just going off what I read. They never surprise me. They do not surprise me at all. So the Crown Club stated that LaMelo Ball fans disrespecting Kemba. And I quote, LaMelo Ball fans disrespecting Kemba because they feel threatened by his legacy with the Hornets and the way Hornet fans view of him. Really? What legacy? Getting bounced in the playoffs? And I'm sure he did some great things in the community. You take nothing away, but I'm talking about basketball. Why would you say LaMelo fans are threatened by a player that hasn't really accomplished anything? Yeah, he went to some All-Star games, but he hasn't really done anything in the postseason. And if you look at his comment section, this brother knows that LaMelo Ball is 20 years old. And he replies by saying, well, LaMelo hasn't made the playoffs either. He's 20 years old. And you see how this organization is treating their franchise player. Shout out to the homie Pierre Ghosted. This is that backwards crap I'm talking about. Charlotte, y'all got to move on, man. You got a franchise point guard, LaMelo Ball. He wants to stay. That's what I'm hearing. But you're not helping when you still have the same team intact. And the team, if you look on paper, is not built around a skill set. That's tough for any young player. But I just thought it was buffoonery, man. If the Hornets, and they need a lot of things. But if you ask me what type of players the Hornets should be getting, taller guards who are willing defenders who can play without the basketball. It shouldn't be that difficult. But Hornet fans, man, y'all got to be better than this. Y'all got to be better than this. This is nothing against Kemba Walker. But when I read some bullshit saying that his legacy and that they need to get him because of his legacy, you're not moving forwards. You're not moving for the future. You're still trying to go back to the mediocre days, and it's still mediocre right now. How does that help LaMelo Ball? Because he's not going to play defense. He has knee problems, meaning Kemba. Can't stay healthy. How does that help with this team? So you're going to add more injured players to the roster? You already got Gordon Hayward, a.k.a. Mr. Glass. That doesn't help you. Sam Moulter says, Hornets sign Kemba, then they are moving backwards. You're really going to move backwards. You're correct. If you're the Hornets, you're really moving backwards if you try to sign Kemba Walker. Knowing what you know and knowing you can't depend on him because of injuries. And guess what? If they, quote unquote, tried to, and I hope not, sign Kemba Walker, here's what you got to do on the defensive end. You got to hide him. It's just like having Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas can get you buckets, but during the season, they had to hide Isaiah Thomas and play a lot of help defense. And y'all wonder why LaMelo picking up all these fouls. Look who he's surrounded by. Cody Martin, no matter what we say, at least he tries to play defense. He's just not an elite defender. And is overpaid, but I'm glad he got his money. Just keeping it real with y'all. Sam Moulter says Hornets need ball players, not BS. Yeah, actual hoopers. That's who they need. They need basketball players. And it's not about if you like somebody, what they're nice to a fan base and all that crap. Get some winners on this team. There are a lot of people who are nice, but can they ball? Can they get you to the promised land? Can they get you some wins? Man, I'll tell you, the Charlotte Hornets, man, I don't know how I do this. I don't know how anybody does this. Let's make sure we get to 40 likes. And when we get 40 likes, make it to 60 likes. And if we get 60 likes, make it to 100 likes. Sam Moulter, he says, Kemba got benched on the Knicks. Right. And they want to bring him on. Are they even listening to themselves right now? Really? Sam Moulter said Pistons had the best defense in the NBA at the time also. What are you talking about? Mr. F. You Mean says Michael Jordan should show the team because he has no idea what the heck he's doing. Straight up. Man, it's a mess. Sam Moulter believes that nobody wants to go to the Hornets because of Mitch Kupchak. Well, he's ruined when he was with the Lakers, he ruined what they had. And you see what he's doing with the Hornets. He's not really doing them any favors. Yeah, it's a mess, man. It's a mess. Well, why would you want to play for a team that doesn't even see you as a franchise player as worthy? Like they don't see you as worthy, so they're just doing what they want to do and don't want to build this team the right way. It's such a headache. You know what they need on their roster, and they failed to do it. One of the top 5 worst defenses in the NBA. They still don't want to build. It's what's that saying? If you keep doing the same things, expect the same results. And shout out to Ant James. He said on Twitter, he said white people in Charlotte want him back, but not black fans. White folks in Charlotte view Kemba and Cody Martin as good old boys. I'm not going to say the other word because of YouTube, but y'all know what I mean. Good old boys. That's why they want them in Charlotte. They don't have their own opinion. They're gonna go along and get along. They love those good old boys. That's why they were so happy to sign Cody Martin. Because he goes along with what Charlotte does, the fuckery. Excuse my language. Case in point, what's good, my brother says, Melo be in the West Coast because Charlotte have a terrible organization. But hey, don't say that. Remember they were saying that we were the reason, meaning LaMelo fans, that that LaMelo, that conversation of LaMelo leaving and all that stuff. You know, they always blame LaMelo fans. And the truth is, you can chase any franchise player away from your team if you're doing this shit right here. There's no way a star player will put up with that. And every time they see LaMelo staying in Charlotte for the off season, they automatically believe he's staying in Charlotte no matter what. That doesn't work that way. Of course, LaMelo's not going to go to the media and say, oh, yeah, I'm going to stay in Charlotte the rest of my career at 20 years old under his rookie contract. Come on now. Let's use common sense. This stuff gave me a laugh. Kemba Walker. Out of all the needs that Charlotte has to get, you're going to bring up Kemba freaking Walker. And I'm going to here's what people are saying. The Crown responded to LaMelo fans. Here's what the Crown said. He says, not a single Hornet or Kemba fan will argue with you or any of that other than the last sentence, because right now, prime Kemba is better than LaMelo right now. But come on, man. Again, comparing a 20-year-old to a veteran when he was in his prime. Come on, man. That's stupid. This dude is making a case to why he believes Kemba in his prime was better than LaMelo, even though LaMelo just got to the NBA. And there was somebody who was trying to tell the Crown Club that he says this, bruh, Kemba was good, but he is washed. LaMelo's a superstar. Kemba never was, never will be on his level. And let's be honest, this is not me being a fan. This is me being realistic. The trajectory that LaMelo's going on is not on the level. It's on a level higher than Kemba has ever been on. Tell me if I'm lying, family. Tell me if I'm lying from what I just said. The trajectory that LaMelo is about to be on is higher than anything that Kemba has ever been in his career. It's not even close. And for those who just got in, make sure to hit the like button, share this video throughout all social media platforms. I needed a good laugh today, and I got it. Hey, TB says, DJ, I respectfully disagree about Kupchak. MJ is the problem. Mitch ran the Lakers from 2000 to 2017. A lot of success with mistakes and normal for the amount of time MJ has been terrible. Well, both is true. Mitch Kupchak had a lot of help with Jerry West. Jerry West, I'm giving the credit to why the Lakers were dominant. That's Jerry West. That's not Mitch Kupchak. Mitch Kupchak, his job was not to ruin what was good with the Lakers. But Michael Jordan's the owner, and Michael Jordan has say-so, and he's allowing this stuff to happen. He has other interests. He's all over NASCAR. He's all over other things that he likes. And sometimes I question, does he even like being the owner? I can't read his mind. But damn, man, do you even like being the owner? Case in point says Melo is amazing being that young and dealing with not having the keys. It's amazing if you think about it. It's truly amazing. To have that so much adversity, things not going your way. But that trips me out. Legacy. Charlotte, I want to ask you, if Kemba is such a legacy man, then your franchise does not have a lot of great players. If you say that Kemba Walker is a legacy of Charlotte, that's such a low barometer, man. Now, that's the crazy part. They didn't say Alonzo Mourning. They didn't say Grandmama Larry Johnson. They said Kemba was legacy. Out of all of the players who were talented, like Kemba, he has talent, but I'm talking about ultra talent. That's a trip. But looking at these comments, man, on that tweet, it was just Comedy Central reading it, and And when you go down and looking at the tweet, Charlotte fans again saying, oh, LaMelo brought in a bunch of super fans that never even seen Kemba play, only know the old washed up Kemba last couple years, wouldn't put their opinions much. Here's the thing. You just admitted that Kemba's washed. So why pick him up again? You don't pick up players just because they used to play for you and you put up all these stats at one point and now you're not there anymore and you're washed. That's hustling backwards. Shout out to the homie Hood Raw. He said, what up, fellas? What's good, my brother? Muggsy Bogues. Yeah. Being 5'3" and be able to play at the level he did. Instead of brothers like that, Kemba. And to his reply, with me and other people have watched Kemba. And I saw him get bounced out in the playoffs. That's what I saw. So they could go on with that and talk about LaMelo fans are ruining this and LaMelo yeah. I know talent when I see it. And I know when players are past the talent they used to have. F you mean says, he said, bro, they never made it out the first round. Disgusted, period, mediocrity at its best. Embracing mediocrity. That's what you get right there. That's exactly what you get right there. I've seen comments that said, I kid you not, family. I've seen comments of people saying, oh, LaMelo can learn how to be a winner with Kemba. Really? I kid you not. I kid you not. I've seen it. How to be a winner. Yeah, case in point. You know where Kemba Walker's at? He's in the upper room when Jesus comes. He's in the upper room. He's the Kemba that you saw putting up 20 plus points is not there anymore. He's long gone. Al Bay says, oh my God, these people are insane. I'm trying to tell you, bro. You know that the Charlotte Hornets have been terrible on defense. Can't guard a lick. And you decide to do that. You decide to do that, man. I don't know what to tell y'all. He said, that's crazy. Al Bay says, Kemba was never the kind of player that would make his team win. Never was. Now we acting like just making the playoffs is a victory. That's when you know you have become just comfortable with just being just an average. When you're just happy to make the playoffs. When you're just another guy. You're happy being just another regular playoff team. Not making it. But at least we got Kemba. That's how they are. But at least we got Kemba. Well, maybe LaMelo can learn how to just make the playoffs like Kemba did. Come on, are you hearing yourself right now? But I'm telling you, and Aunt James point this out, local Charlotte media, and that's the Bible Belt right over there. They want them good old boys. Look at all the people they champion. Gordon Hayward. They're champion Kemba because he's a nice brother. And I would have understand if they really put the legends out there of Muggsy Bowles and Grandmama Larry Johnson, Lonzo Mourning, the ones that were putting in work, that was going to playoff games regularly, made it past the first round. Those are legends in Charlotte. Not no damn Kemba Walker. Aunt James says, as a lifetime Hornets fan, I view Muggsy and the very high-flying defensive beast Baron Davis, 6'3", as the best point guards until LaMelo at 6'7", 6'8". Thank you. Thank you. And Aunt James, one thing about him, he ain't gonna sugarcoat ish. He been a Charlotte Hornet fan longer than me, anybody doing YouTube, any this fool named the Crown Club longer than him. So he knows this team. He knows who's good, and he is not settling for no mediocrity. Brothers like Aunt James and Eternity and many more, they're not going to make excuses for the Charlotte Hornets. They want LaMelo to play for his whole career. But the Charlotte Hornets are not helping it out by doing this bullshit right here. Disrespectful. You got half the fan base, not half, but the good old, the happy-go-lucky fans, Hornet fans, want LaMelo to learn from a player who has never even made it out the first round. See, I would understand if you'd say, hey, LaMelo can learn about Charlotte, the culture, getting through playoff wins from Muggsy, who's made it out the first round. Baron Davis, who's an OG. He's from L.A., where LaMelo is from. That makes sense. But Kemba, come on, man. Oh, Al Bass, they better not sign him. They better not sign him. Case in point, exactly, safe Negroes. That's what they want. Good old boys. They ain't going to speak up. See, Cody Martin, you never saw him speak up from the buffoonery and just the idiocracy of JB. You knew he wasn't going to speak up. And one thing I respect about LaMelo, he has his own mind. That article he put that he did. Oh yeah, Al Bass. Kemba Walker did not shine with the Hornets. He better not. He better not. He said, "Oh, okay." My heart stopped a bit. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. It all makes sense now. Look how they treating LaMelo Ball right now. Now the real brothers and sisters who keep it authentic and trill, they love LaMelo, man. They love what he's doing for the culture. But them uppity people, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all keep wanting to bring back scrubs whose knees are gone like freaking plastic cups, disposable knees. That's what y'all want to do. And James says they want Kemba to get a statue putting of him in the same category of Cam Newton. Cam Newton should feel insulting for the comparisons to Kemba. Yeah, I've seen that too on the web, brother. That's disrespectful. Cam Newton has won MVPs. Cam Newton has changed the game of the NFL. All those RPOs and stuff you see in college and now in the NFL, Cam Newton popularized that. The run pass option. It's happened before, but he really turned it into a new leaf. And it's so odd when the other fraction of Charlotte, not the real ones, y'all know who you are, the real ones, I'll rock with y'all, will put Kemba in the same light as Cam Newton. And I know some people who treat Kemba better than Cam Cam Newton, who has accomplished more and almost won a Super Bowl. I repeat, Cam Newton won an MVP, went to the Super Bowl. What has Kemba done? I'm going to these plant panels and stuff, and they talking about what Steve Clifford, aka Clifford the Big Red Dog, is going to do for LaMelo. When they didn't even give him an adequate roster to fit his game, his style. You know he wants to run. You know he wants to push the pace. And shout out to the content creators. Y'all know who you are, who are keeping it real, no matter if it's YouTube, Discord, no matter what site you're on, keep putting on the pressure and don't change. That's why I couldn't work for no local media. I couldn't work for no old media site, man. Because when you work for those companies, they tell you what to say. They tell you how to think. And you have to watch what you tweet and message. That's one thing I like about Cam Newton. Cam Newton did his way. He's like, F y'all. Y'all ain't about to have me conform. I'm going to have my own show on YouTube. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to still get back to the community and do these 7-on-7 camps to give this young brothers opportunity to get scholarships, something that old media doesn't talk about. But when I hear about Kemba, they act like he was the Don Dada of giving back in the inner city. And I know it ain't surpassing Cam Newton. This ain't no competition, but I'm just going with a point there. Man, Mr. F.U. Mean says, if Jordan was smart, Mark Jackson would be there to teach LaMelo what he taught Curry. Not no damn Kemba. Cut that. Exactly. Talk to him. Loser moves. Yeah, that's the coach you should have hired. That's the person that should have been in LaMelo's ear. Mark Jackson. He taught Steph Curry everything he knew. Besides his father, shout out to Del Curry. And don't forget, Mark Jackson told the NBA media, because they would complain. They used to complain of Steph Curry taking those long threes. Don't forget. They used to hate on that. And what did Mark Jackson do? Mark Jackson told them, I prefer Steph Curry to keep shooting. Because he's going to be him and Klay Thompson are going to be one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. Mark Jackson said it before it was popular. They couldn't stand Mark Jackson because he was a man with his own mind. They hate brothers that are like that. They hate when we have our own mind and ain't trying to be yes men. Rap God says LaMelo got his number 1 jersey. I don't know if it's official. Well, if he does, about time. And James says LaMelo got his number 1 jersey. The NBA just haven't announced it. The sale of the jersey. MW have JB5. Oh, Mark Williams has number 5. And JB is going to call it number 2. Oh, yeah, we already know why Rap God about the Mark Jackson thing. We already know about that, man. All I got to say is a game within the game. It's just funny looking at these comments, man. I'm still trying to figure out what has Kemba done to be at a high level. And I listed out the names, and James listed out the names who's really putting in that work in Charlotte, who are real legends. And all I can remember from Kemba would smile through everything. You get blown out in the game, tell me if I'm lying. Kemba would smile, and I was like, oh man, this dude would smile when you get blown out by like 30 points. He was doing that with the Knicks. I remember Boston Celtic fans complaining about that with Kemba, saying, "Why is this dude always smiling like that when they losing? Just smiling, just." the Hornets would lose by 40 points. He's still smiling on the sideline. And James says Kemba did things in white suburbia. Cam Newton did a bunch of things in Charlotte in the black community. That's true. They didn't like Cam, more down to earth, black slang. Yeah, they didn't like it. They wanted Cam Newton to be a good old boy. But he told them, "Nah, I'm gonna go where I'm comfortable at." And that's why you saw Cam Newton giving back to the inner city more. Because the inner city embraced Cam. They loved Cam. When Cam lost, it was still for him. When he won, it was consistent. Can you believe? And I remember this in 2015 when the Panthers lost to the Broncos, and local Charlotte media in suburbia, y'all know who they are, was blaming Cam for the Super Bowl loss, even though Cam Newton took them to levels that they haven't been in years. That's when I knew there's two sides of fan bases and teams. That's when I really knew about sports. Like, dang, if they're going to trip over that, there's no telling. Shout out to my dog, Anthony King, man. He said, "What's up, DJ? Great stream." Oh, the other stream we did yesterday was dope too, man. Make sure to like and share the video. But let's go to basketball terms because I know what they're going to do. The powers that be and LaMelo haters, Ball family haters, here's what they're going to do. They're going to say, "You're speaking in a fan logic. You're not speaking in basketball logic." So let's bring it to basketball terms, family. Let me get some water real quick because I'm about to really go on. How can Kemba Walker be a help to Charlotte when he couldn't help the Knicks just to make the playoffs? And he was not dependable, and his knees were acting up. Check. The Hornets need a facilitating point guard that can play defense and has good length. That is also a check on that. The Hornets need a big man that could take up space and clog the paint so no one can have easy layups. Check. The Hornets need three-point shooters who doesn't ISO ball too much. Check. So everything I stated is what Charlotte needed. And you want to come here and say, "Well, we could bring Kemba. Kemba is the savior of the Hornets. Kemba does so much for suburbia community." They didn't say suburbia, but that's what side helped the most. And you mad at fans of LaMelo for wanting him to be treated right? I root for the small guys. I root for the smaller teams because I know it's tough, but you got to help them out. The worst thing you could do is sign Kemba. You see that thumbnail right there? That face that you see LaMelo making, LaMelo will make that same face if they do this move. Oh, yeah, Rap God, I saw the video of LeVar and LeBron at the Drew League. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. Shout out to my dog, Douglas Golden Child, always supporting the channel. He says, "Salute my brother DJ Ron Cut Truth. LaMelo Holic in the building." Can't wait for LaMelo Ball to get his number 1 jersey. Year 3 is going to be special. There's one chance that the Charlotte Hornets can make the playoffs, and if that's Steve Clifford allows LaMelo just to take over, because their team is not very talented. The East has improved. I got to be very honest with y'all. The East is just it's not like the 90s and the 2000s. A lot of these teams have been making moves. Shout out to the sister Eternity. She said this on a Twitter post. She said, and I quote, "Have we forgotten we have LaMelo Ball?" with the question mark. "Please don't compare him to Kemba. No shade, but one has their own signature shoe while the other is wearing his former boss's pair. Talk to him." And she also says, "I'm not just a LaMelo fan, so miss me with that Twitter troll bull. Let him know. Let him know." Again, that's the other side of Charlotte fans who are not trying to just with that pillow talk content. They're done with that. Najee King in the building. What's good, my brother? He says, even Charlotte media is saying this is a lottery team. I try to tell them. I try to tell people this team is badly built, man. Badly built. Anthony King says if LaMelo doesn't get the keys this year, he can't be all smiles like Kemba anymore. He will have to start demanding an organization to build around him, like i.e. Trae Young and the Hawks. Oh, there's going to come in time, man. There's going to come in time that he's going to be fed up with it. Najee King, this is also true. He said even if LaMelo becomes a superstar, this roster is trash. Just look at the Lakers. Yeah, everyone hit the like button right now before we go on. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Matter of fact, this is what I want y'all to do. Hope this edit still works. I want y'all to do this right now for a brother. Again, for the people who missed out, this is what I want y'all to do so I can continue. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That's the best way to support the channel. Also, if you want to support RawTruth Media, Super Chat helps grow this channel out. Y'all see how old media is, putting out false narratives. This is why we used to support independent media. So right there on the screen. But this conversation was needed, man. Once I saw that, I knew I was going to go live today. And I really wasn't planning to go on live. But when I saw that, I was like, man, I had to. I had to go live because I wasn't feeling that. What's good to the brother? Tell the truth. He said, what's good, family? JG in the building. He says, I'm just waiting on D-Day when LaMelo's contract is up, decision day. That's the sad part about the Hornets is that if you look at the reports, you hear the reports, he likes the city of Charlotte. He likes that he can have his time. You know, in LA, you don't have your space. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I know what it is to be from a big city. And he gets that with Charlotte. But Michael Jordan, Mitch Kupchak, they got to get their act together. You can't lose a good thing like this. Now, there is a chance for the Hornets to keep LaMelo no matter what. First of all, they got to offer him a super max. And before you shine, say he don't deserve it. That's what his asking price is going to be, because somebody's going to offer him a bag. I'm telling y'all what the real is. Some may not like it, but that's just what it is. It's really says, if I could trade Mitch for Borrego, I would. Borrego was just a puppet. Well, puppet to allow the puppeteering to go on are also a problem, puppet or not. So James Borrego had to go too. If we're being fair, he had to go. Rap God says Zion got a supermax despite missing the whole year. So I don't know what these haters talking about. Me either. Yeah, these players are getting paid, man. And again, I don't want to seem like I'm degrading what Kemba did, because I'm just being very honest and blunt with y'all. He's not like a Larry Johnson and Muggsy and those dogs that they had in the 90s going against the Bulls and many other teams. Knicks. I mean, the Eastern Conference in the 90s with Jordan, man, that was a physical league. And they weren't making excuses when they lose in the second round. They weren't saying, oh, it's okay. Well, at least we made the playoffs, like you're hearing now. It's okay. We're going to do it next year. They were never saying that. But Hornets, y'all got some moves to make still. But that one right there, what you see on that right-hand screen with Kemba, don't do it. The NBA is supposed to be a business. And you're not supposed to sign players because a certain fraction of the fan base like Kemba. And some of these fools, a lot of these fools are saying, oh, well, LaMelo can learn how to be like Kemba. No, LaMelo needs to be himself. A brother with personality who ain't shucking and jiving. That's who he need to be. He need to be himself. Stop telling this young man what he needs to be like and let him lead his own future. God damn it. These folks are outside their mind. And I blame a lot of people. That what's that show? Locked On Hornets. That's a puppeteering site too. And I ain't trying to shame the dudes. I don't know them, but you listen to their stuff and you could tell it's scripted. They came on YouTube the right time to tell a script. And when they dislike the Hornets moves, they put it in a way so PC that it doesn't offend the Charlotte Hornets organization. But here at RawTruth and many other sites and YouTube channels, we're not bought and paid for it, and we damn sure is not going to lie to you all when this team does a bad move. When the Hornets do something good, y'all know it firsthand. I will give them props. Like, example, the Hornets, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, are usually good at drafting in the second round. They usually draft solid role players in the second round. I'm not going to say stars because they never really found stars in the second round. But they have found second round players, draft prospects, who go on to the league, whether it's the Hornets or someone else, and contribute somewhat. I do give them that. But free agency, dud. Trades, horrible. They deserve an F for that. Case in point says there is no dogs in the Hornets organization, so how could they bring in dogs to play? Interesting. Rap God being spicy today. He said they want to buck break him like Zoe, where he loses his confidence. Thank God not Lonzo, but LaMelo has not lost that edge. And he didn't allow the Hornets to do it. He didn't allow the Hornets to emasculate his mind, to be timid. When LaMelo is attacking a basket, it's with aggression, it's with fight. And LaMelo doesn't even weigh that much. And he attacks the basket more. Now he needs to work on really put some physicality to the paint, but that will come in time when he gains some muscle. But the fact that he tries, being 180 plus, because he's not 190, of course, is guts. And James says Charlotte have very little paparazzi, people hounding stars for autographs. Allow LaMelo freely to go on the scooter rides in Central Business Center. LA is paparazzi capital of the world. So that is a positive that Charlotte has. And again, I'm telling you guys, Charlotte has a great situation for LaMelo to stay, but they can't keep making bad moves. They can't keep making bad moves. And James made an excellent point that in Charlotte, LaMelo could walk around and no one's huddled around him like that, not allowing him to breathe. There's a lot of videos of LaMelo just going to restaurants, going to the mall, going to local parks. And yes, Charlotte fans will say, hey, what's up, LaMelo? We see LaMelo. But they're not hounding him for a bunch of autographs or to sign memorabilia or to do this or go to this function. But in LA, man, you always surrounded by paparazzi. That's the reason why LaMelo, in my opinion, trained in Charlotte. He felt comfortable in Charlotte. For the real Charlotte Hornet fans, I'm not talking about the bootlickers out there, the real ones. As long as LaMelo can get the standard things he needs, he will stay in Charlotte. It will not be a problem. But management, y'all can't drop the bag, man. Y'all can't drop this bag, man. Y'all got a great opportunity. I like what Louise said. She said JJ won't allow them to buck break LaMelo. Absolutely. Shout out to Jermaine Jackson. If you're a young NBA star or pro star going into the league, you need a mentor, a voice of reason like Jermaine Jackson. He's played in the NBA. He knows how this goes. And he's doing a damn good job with LaMelo Ball. Damn good job. See, when Lonzo came in the league, that's who he needed. When Lonzo was in the league, I got to be pretty honest with y'all, he had a bunch of yes men around him. And you saw how that turned out. Now, Lonzo's a talented passer and a defensive player, but when you have a bunch of yes men, that could derail your future. Luckily, he's playing on a good team, needs to be healthy, but that's what I'm talking about. Rap Guy says Kupchak needs to make some moves at the trade deadline. He better. Or expect the same things. And James says, MJ said multiple times how much the Hornets with Larry Johnson, Lonzo Mourning, and Muggsy were among the Bulls' toughest competition in the 90s. LJ and Muggsy were both in Space Jam and Eddie. Yep. They truly was. Those teams were, they were some dogs, man. They may not have won it all because, the Bulls and those elite teams, Houston Rockets with Elijah Wan in the Western Conference. Of course, Michael Jordan retired. We all know it, but that was a good team. They was just in the wrong era that MJ was a part of. Mr. F.U. Mean says, bro, Jordan passed on Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, Carmelo, Anthony, Jason Tatum. That franchise is he wasn't around that the Charlotte Hornets, who were the Bobcats, didn't select their first draft pick in 2003. Remember, the team moved to the New Orleans Hornets around that time. So the Charlotte didn't have a franchise, I believe, in 2002 and 2003. That was 2004 when they had the number 2 pick, and of course they selected Emeka Okafor. Yeah, they should have drafted, but you're right about everything else though. They should have drafted Devin Booker. Shoot, they should have drafted Donovan Mitchell. And I remember that draft, that 2017 draft. I was like, oh man, because I thought Donovan Mitchell was going to go in the top 6, top 7 at the time. And I was like, oh man, Charlotte's about to get him. That would have been nice. That's what I was thinking at the time. And then they passed on from Malik Monk. I knew that was a bad move. Michael Jordan didn't pass on Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was in the first round pick. And Charlotte had the number 2 pick. But y'all right about everything else, though. Yeah, Bob Johnson owned the team at the time. Can't get right. Michael Jordan, Mitch Kupchak, they're the can't get right of the NBA. They can't get ish right. The way that some of these Hornet fans are talking about, they'll have you convinced that Kemba Walker was a freaking superstar in this league. Like he was a prime Chris Paul or something. Like he was having triple doubles every night. The way they talking about him. Matter of fact, I went around looking at his stats and the Hornets records with Kemba Walker. They weren't doing much. Case in point says average equals average. Right. That's what I was trying to tell them, and James. Charlotte had the number 2 picks in both of those drafts. The 2004 draft, we all know that Charlotte wanted Dwight Howard, but they couldn't get him because they had the number 2 pick. Because Emeka Okafor, he was older, and he was at his ceiling. See, when Emeka Okafor, his rookie year, which was really good, popped off, that was the best you was going to see from Emeka Okafor. He was 23 years old. I think he was like a 5th-year senior at UConn. Dwight Howard was a high school player and averaged 12 and 10 his rookie year. Right, average is average, case in point. So Kemba Walker entering since he's been in this league, his highest points per game was 25.6 points per game. And the Hornets really, after that, they didn't do much. 2018, 2019, matter of fact, they didn't even make the playoffs that year when he averaged 25 points per game. So really, he was just stat padding. That's really going to piss him off, but I don't really give a damn. And don't forget, he had the keys because he was a good old boy. He had the keys of the team. LaMelo has not yet gotten the keys. That's another difference. Can you imagine how many points and assists LaMelo would average if he actually had the keys to the team? If they actually said, "Hey, LaMelo, man, we trust you. Take us home." It would do wonders. Case in point says, how many black GMs in the NBA? There's only a few. I know the Suns have James Jones. It's not that much. Cy Ujiri of the Toronto Raptors. There's only a few, unfortunately. And James says, oddly, Emeka Okafor won Rookie of the Year. He was the second player in Charlotte to get the Rookie of the Year, and LaMelo makes him third. Yep, I remember that year. And for some reason, I already knew no matter what Emeka did, he would never be better than Dwight Howard. And that's nothing against Emeka Okafor. Emeka Okafor is from my neck of the woods, Houston, Texas. And he used to play at Bel Air. He was a stud out there. He did his thing. But he'd been in UConn for years. And he was one of those older draft picks compared to Dwight Howard, who's right out of high school. And you saw what happened with Dwight the rest of his career. Now, Emeka, if Emeka Okafor, let's be fair with this one, though. If Emeka Okafor did not have those ravaged knee injuries, he would have had a better career. Now, I tell you, his career so far is better than what James Wiseman's is. Because think about it. Emeka Okafor's first years in the league, he averaged the first year, the rookie year is 15 points, 10 rebounds, and then 13 points, 10 rebounds in the second year, but he was hurt. But the remaining years, 14 and 10, 13 and 10, 12 and 10, 13 and 10. Like, he at least did something. It just some seasons he was ravaged by knee injuries. And who's this? Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. You said stop. It's over for him. My G, come on, okay? You mean about Kemba? If it's about Kemba, I agree that Kemba should not be on this team. Right, Rap God, Kemba doesn't make the team better at all. What? So they got another ISO score to take away LaMelo shots? Heck no. They already got Terry Rozier doing that. And James says Clifford is a defensive minded and lean on the point guard of his teams, especially if they are the best scorers. Kemba, Cole Anthony, and now he's with LaMelo. It's over for Terry. LOL. I hope so. But you are right. He did do it with Kemba, and he did it with Cole Anthony. If anything changes, I'm going to be just losing it. But I hope some things are fixed with that. I hope we don't have to do a stream when the regular season starts to be like, oh, man, when is this going to stop? When they're going to do the right thing? I don't want to be seeing any of that crap next season. Now, Rap God does believe that Clifford will put the ball in LaMelo's hands. I truly hope so. Nick Jordan says, Kemba, nah, no thanks. I agree. I agree. And James says, Emeka even had Hakeem working on his moves with him during the summer time in Houston. Yeah, he did. Again, it's just those injuries, man. Because they're not bad numbers. You know, he didn't average 20 points a game, but he got you rebounds. He was a true big man. And shoot, I wish there was a younger Emeka Okafor on these Charlotte teams right now. They haven't found a big man that's close to his level since. You know, Plumlee, he's not going to cut it. Nick Jordan says, imagine if LaMelo was embraced in Charlotte like Giddey is in OKC. Well, let's put this in clear terms. Giddey, even though he's not American born, he's Anglo-Saxon. If you get my drift. So of course OKC is gonna like him. Charlotte, one side, the inner city embraces him. The other side is trying to politic everything and not and make excuses for the organization for not building around him. That's the problem. Those are the main problems with Charlotte. We're almost to 60 likes. Get the like button. So all you have to do is this right here. And I'm going to show it again so we can continue. Man, Kai Jones needs somebody. Hakeem will get that straightened out. If he worked with Hakeem Olajuwon, he would have all the moves he would need to really make impact. Because Kai Jones was an All-American in track, a triple jump. He has all the tools, but his basketball IQ is very low. Turtle says, here's my thing. Kemba is at the point of his career where he can't be a shifty guard like he used to be. He can't handle the role anymore. I say make him a role model off the bench and maybe a six man. I don't even want, I'm going to be, man, I don't even want Kemba to be a six man. I don't want Kemba on this team. They need more younger, brighter, just more upside athletes right now. And this is the problem with the Charlotte Hornets. What have I called this team? Yeah, I know the name. The flea market of the NBA. These are the moves they like to do. Being cheap, getting has-been players who are not panning out right now. And the crazy part is the Hornets don't even have to overspend. They could moderately spend on the right fit. They're not even getting the right fit. If you're being cheap and still getting the right fit, it's a problem, but it's not a problem. Nick Jordan says Kemba isn't even a six man, to be honest. He's past that, man. He's in the upper room. Right. Hakeem did help LeBron. Rich says the organization has a plantation mentality, which is endorsed by both fan base and the NBA. Man. And James says Pat Beverly is the only older point guard I will accept for a season until we get a younger backup. He's the only one because he's willing to defend. And when he was playing with the Timberwolves, he embraced Anthony Edwards. He let everybody know in that locker room that he was the best on the team. It was no ifs, ands, and buts. It was none of that stuff. He worked well with Minnesota. That's who they need. Not none of this excuse-making crap that I'm seeing and hearing right now. Again, that's another reason I don't want Kemba on this team. Case in point, like you pointed out, Kemba will be a new Tebe. I don't want any of that. No more teachers' pets. Inverse Bolt says, I just joined the live. Is Kemba really coming back to the Hornets? No. I'm just letting people know that if the Charlotte Hornets decide to get Kemba Walker, it will be the worst move this offseason. Nick Jordan says if we get Kemba, he's going to come back and act like the big older boss when they come home. There will be a power struggle in the locker room with this old coach there too. Nah, give LaMelo the keys. Exactly, Nick Jordan. No distractions at all. Because when you bring Kemba back, you bring him back to a place he's comfortable with. The organization is comfortable with him. We don't need none of that stuff. LaMelo cannot afford to have that in that locker room of a player having power and he's past his prime. That's the worst type of acquisition you could get. Can you imagine if Kemba Walker was signed to this team and he goes up to LaMelo and he says, hey, man, hey, you know I was an all-star here before, man. You know, the fans look up to me. You feel me? And LaMelo looking at him like, brother, what have you done? What have you accomplished? Yeah, we need dogs in the locker room. We don't need no again, teachers' pets. Straight up dogs. But that's all I wanted to say, man. I had to get that off my chest, man. Oh, before I go, Inverse Bolts said, what was Kemba's stats last season? I'm glad you asked. Kemba average, let me go back because I had his stats right up here. For the New York Knicks, Kemba averaged 11.6 points a game, no defense, of course, 3.5 assists. And for the turnovers, they got that listed. Averaged about 5 turnovers a game. Yeah, he's way past his prime. His knees are shot. His knees are gone, man. Inverse Bull said, yeah, we don't need him. I'm saying, man. But this is RawTruth giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like the video, share the video, leave a comment. Charlotte, don't make another mistake. Don't try to just the roster's already full of crap. Don't try to ruin an already bad offseason by making more delusional moves. Can you actually make a smart move for once? And I'm out.
Let me tell you something. Back in my day, let me show you.